students rally at a Suncoast school in protest of a dress code that caused controversy for one student. The manhunt continues, and now new video is out showing a woman accused of killing two people, including a Bradenton woman. And it's not music to the ears of locals. A Bradenton landmark where many local musicians got their start is going silent.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, a local story that made headlines all across the country. A boycott to protest the school's dress code is happening now at Braden River High School in Manatee County. The protest coming after a student was forced to wear Band-Aids after not wearing a bra to school. ABC 7's Marla Spence has the latest.
Today, students are walking the halls of Braden River High School a little differently than they did Friday. Today, many students are protesting against the school's dress code policy with what they're calling a boycott. It's a protest spearheaded by 17-year-old Lizzie Martinez. At the beginning of the month, she was told she was being a distraction for not wearing a bra. She was sent to the office, told to shake her body to prove she wasn't wearing a bra, and then forced to put on 2 Band-Aids. The Manatee County School District released a statement saying the incident could have been handled differently. They also added Martinez did violate the school dress code, and Martinez disagrees.
You can say anything's distracting because it's just like a very broad term. So I think that that's why they put it back on dress code, because they realized that what they did with me moving around and putting Band-Aids over my nipples was completely inappropriate.
She says out of humiliation and wanting to stand up against body shaming, she's asking girl students to leave their bras home and boy students to put on Band-Aids.
I am fully for it, 100%. I think, it's a good way to symbolize, sexualizing bodies or whatever went down in the office that day. I don't know, but I'm for it.
If someone gets me Band-Aids, I will put them on my nipples.
Braden River High School sent a message to parents and students Sunday night, reminding them that this is a critical time for testing and graduation preparations. In that message, it's also very clear that the school will be abiding by the school dress code policy and wanting to limit any type of disruptions by protests and demonstrations like the one today. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Manatee County for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. New surveillance video is released showing a murder suspect talking to a Bradenton woman. Investigators say later murdered her to assume her identity. The video shows Lois Rice at a Fort Myers restaurant talking with Pamela Hutchinson. The Bradenton woman was found shot to death in a Fort Myers condo a few days later. Her credit cards, driver's license, and car were all missing. The search continues for Rice today, who authorities believe fled to Texas. The manhunt began back in March after Minnesota authorities say she killed her husband. Rice is considered armed and dangerous. A Sarasota man is behind bars after deputies say he stole a car while a 9-year-old child was in the back seat. Fortunately, that young girl was able to escape before 31-year-old Thomas White drove off. It happened Saturday in the parking lot of Lowe's off Fruitville Road in Sarasota. As the victim was loading mulch into his car, deputies say White jumped into the front seat and drove away. Following a chase, White was captured and taken into custody near the intersection of Bee Ridge and Cattleman Roads. He faces charges now of carjacking, kidnapping, and vehicle theft. A popular Anna Maria Island surf shop is closed today after a fire yesterday. West Manatee Fire Rescue say the blaze at the West Coast Surf Shop was caused by an electrical issue with a neon light. There were 3 employees and about 30 customers on the property when the fire broke out.
It was reported there were a few people in there initially. All members were able to get out with no injuries. We had about 15 members altogether arrive on scene. They were able to quickly knock the fire down, get it under control. They did a great job.
Fire officials estimate the fire caused about $250,000 in damage. The West Coast Surf Shop dates back to the 1950s on Anna Maria Island. The weather causing a local children's splash fountain to be closed today. City of Venice closing the fountain at Centennial Park because of strong winds. City says the fountain will remain closed until weather conditions improve. Let's get a check on our weather today with meteorologist John Scalzi. Happy birthday, first off.
Oh, well,
to
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You look great for a man your age.
It's good to be 40. Boy, it was squirrely weather yesterday evening. Yeah, it really was. Came down hard and heavy, sideways rain, and we had a couple of vortexes too. So, yeah, it was tough storms. It did usher in some nice weather, though, boy. Feels nice outside. That low humidity air. It's going to be kind of a couple of cool nights in store for us. The Sarasota Bay webcam put it into motion shows we started off with a little bit of residual cloud cover, but you know that's kind of mixing away as that dry air continues to filter in. Fewer and fewer clouds leading to more and more sunshine, and I'll tell you that's probably going to be the name of the game for at least 3 or 4 days. The last little bit of rain shower activity just kind of departing your screen now out in the Atlantic. That's part of the cold front, but otherwise it's just a lot of blue sky across the state as you saw on satellite view there. Temperatures are not going to warm much more than they are right now. In fact, temperatures have been flat all morning long thus far. In fact, we even dropped a degree. 65 degrees in Sarasota, 64 in Bradenton, and temperatures inland about the same. Pretty uniform temperatures because of that breezy wind. Temperatures running 17 to 20 degrees below where they were 24 hours ago. And we'll top it out only a few degrees warmer than we are right now in the upper 60s. Plenty of sunshine, though, for the second half of the day. We'll talk about how cool it will get tonight in just a few minutes, Scott.
Okay, John, thank you. Weeks after Governor Rick Scott signed legislation limiting the number of opioid prescriptions in the state, Congressman Vern Buchanan is taking action at the federal level. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us live from Centerstone in Bradenton with details about the new legislative plan. Erica?
Good afternoon, Scott. Congressman Vern Buchanan is calling it the Opioid Emergency Response Act. It's a combination of seven different bills focusing on access to treatment and better screening to catch these drugs before they make their way into the United States. If passed, the $3.5 billion bill will increase the number of mental health providers in the state by about 66%. It will reduce opioid use among Medicare patients and instead recommend using alternative painkillers like Tylenol and Advil. And it will stop drugs like fentanyl and carfentanil from making its way into the country by requiring more intense screening by the U.S. Postal Service. Buchanan says drug overdoses are the leading cause of death for Americans under the age of 50.
Out of our thoughts, and it's going to get the kind of resources that we need. Everybody says we're not putting enough resources in it compared to the challenge and the problem that it is. This is about $3.5 billion. I think it's very substantial. We've done some funding in the past, but we need to go to this level to get it done.
And at the end of 2017, President Donald Trump declared the opioid crisis a public health emergency. And at the beginning of this year so far, the number of suspected overdose calls has decreased drastically locally, for 80% in Sarasota County so far in the first few months of this year, and 75% so far in in Manatee County compared to this time in 2017. We'll have more tonight coming up at 5. Reporting live in Bradenton, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, thank you so much. Well, a war of words between President Trump and fired FBI Director James Comey heating up this morning after Comey's explosive interview aired last night. ABC's Tara Palmieri has more from Washington.
President Trump throwing fresh blows at fired FBI Director James Comey. This after Comey broke his silence to ABC's chief anchor George Stephanopoulos.
I don't think he's medically unfit to be president. I think he's morally unfit to be president.
He made startling claims about a sitting president.
Do you think the Russians have something on Donald Trump?
I think it's possible. I don't know. These are more words I never thought I'd utter about a president of the United States, but it's possible.
The president firing back, calling Comey, quote, disgruntled and accusing him of committing, quote, many crimes. Trump laying out more claims against Comey in a loaded tweet, accusing him of lying to Senator Grassley when he denied that he had ever spoken anonymously to a reporter, and calling him out for starting to draft a statement exonerating Hillary Clinton before the FBI's investigation into her handling of classified emails had concluded.
Anybody who's actually done investigations knows that if you've been investigating something for almost a year and you don't have a general sense of where it's likely to end up, you should be fired because you're incompetent.
Trump also accused Comey of being too political for considering Clinton's high poll numbers when he reopened the email case just days before the 2016 election. These assertions being echoed by the president's supporters, who attacked Comey's credibility and accused him of trying to sell books.
The president is very confounded that this person is always able to divert the spotlight to him.
James Comey starts his media blitz this week to promote his book, A Higher Loyalty. At the same time, the president's surrogates and the Republican National Committee will continue their campaign against him. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Former First Lady Barbara Bush is now home and resting after reports her health is failing. Her family revealing the 92-year-old will no longer seek medical treatment dealing with pulmonary disease and congestive heart failure. Today, she's surrounded by family who say she continues to be the rock of their family, worrying not for herself, but for all of them. She's been married to former President George Herbert Walker Bush for 73 years. The debate over paying sales tax on online purchases is heading to the U.S. Supreme Court. Big retailers like Amazon and Walmart collect sales tax on all online sales in the 45 states with a statewide sales tax. Many smaller retailers, however, do not unless they have a physical presence at the state where the buyer lives. That practice stems from a 1992 Supreme Court decision. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court is scheduled to hear a case on whether to overturn that 26-year-old ruling. And if it's reversed, that could mean all online retailers have to collect taxes everywhere. Signing for your purchases when using a credit card could soon be a thing of the past. Over the weekend, Visa stopped requiring merchants to collect customer signatures during transactions. American Express, Discover, and MasterCard scrapped the practice on Friday. One expert says signatures are not considered a real deterrent to fraud anymore, but some merchants will still require you to sign because that's built into their credit card processing systems. Changes ahead. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now with a check of the day so far on Wall Street, and we're off to a pretty good start for the new week.
Scott, we had a good week last week, got a follow through today, so anytime the market's up 200 points, we say thank you very much. Indeed, last week was higher. For the year, the major indexes are actually flat, all but unchanged. But certainly we turned that around this morning. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, all three indices sharply higher, up by well over 200 points, and it's a darn good way to start the new week. So let's take a look at the numbers as they stand. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up by 201 points, 0.8% at 24,559.36. That on volume of 411 million shares. The NASDAQ for the day is actually the laggard, and it's up by almost 0.4%, 25 points at 7,131.62. That on volume of 721 million shares. The S&P, decent gain, up 0.6%, more than 16 points at 2,672.59. Well, it's that time of the year. Yes, indeed, tax time. The deadline is tomorrow. Did you just have to write a big check to Uncle Sam, or in the reverse, did you just get a big refund from Uncle Sam? Either way, frankly, you can do better. If you got a big refund, what it really means is that you underwithheld and you probably have loaned money for Uncle Sam at no interest for up to an entire year. Conversely, if you wrote a big check, it means you're not withholding enough and you want to look into increasing your withholding or making quarterly estimate payments. Certainly that's a discussion you should have with your CPA. The solution to either one is a form called W-4, and it's not too late to change it for this current year. Scott, a lot of people don't realize the W-4, they think they can only do it in January, but the truth is they can change it tomorrow if they want.
Right at the
takes
last
effect for the remainder, anytime.
Yeah.
It takes effect for the remainder of that year.
Okay, good to know. And you'll be back at 5. You'll have our closing numbers.
Hopefully up 200 still. How's that?
Yeah, sounds good. We'll see you then. Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, a new study is out that has dentists and kids smiling from these results. Plus, a surfer is recovering after coming face to face with a man-eater, prompting the cancellation of a surfing competition. Stay with us.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Says Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
CashNet USA is trusted by over 2 million customers.
Perfect. When I lean back, I trust that you will be there to catch me.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The ABC7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac. Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
As I mentioned, 65 degrees the air temperature. Plenty of sunshine out there. Started off with that low kind of cloud deck caused by winds coming in over the warmer waters, but some drier air has now kind of mixed in, and certainly that is limiting the amount of cloud cover we get. Check out the dew point, 46. Doesn't get much nicer than that, 46-degree dew point. You don't often get that in April, but occasionally. North wind coming in at about 17 will be breezy throughout the remainder of the afternoon. And so we have a couple of wind and water related advisories to go over a little bit later in this cast. 64 degrees in Bradenton Parish, Lakewood Ranch, Venice, Inglewood. 65 degrees in Sarasota, Mayaca, Northport, Arcadia. 64 in Wauchula, 69 in Punta Gorda, and 63 at Longboat Key. So with these winds that have been slightly onshore at the surface during the morning hours, we got this kind of low deck of clouds. Winds have kind of shifted a little bit more northerly, and that's helped. Plus this drier air continues to filter in. That's what this tan color is here. Mid and upper level dry air. And boy, it just goes way upstream into Mexico. We are in for days of sunny skies. Today we'll warm, but not all that much. We'll only get to about 68 for a daytime high by 3 p.m. And then as our temperatures start to fall, we'll be thankful, I think, for the winds, because without the winds, our temperatures would fall much faster tonight than they are going to fall. But they will taper off into the lower 60s and eventually into the upper 50s. So a chilly, chilly night for this time of year in store for us when you wake up tomorrow. And I think we'll probably have about 2 of those cooler nights before we start to moisten things up slowly and raise our nighttime temperatures. There's our front that brought us the very squirrely weather over the weekend and is producing just a travel nightmare for the Northeast again today. Another hit of snow and freezing rain in down East Maine and coastal areas of the Great Lakes, plus some mountain snow as well. The showers and rain showers stretch from areas of the Carolinas all the way up toward areas of New York and into Boston. That low pressure area continues to drift away. The front sinks south. High pressure builds in, and as it gets more in line with the center part of the state of Florida, in other words, sits more directly over us, our winds will start to lighten up over the next several days. But for today, as it continues to build in, we're left with that breezy wind that means small craft advisory, high surf advisory, and rip current advisory for our area waters. So if you're going to recreate in the waters today, it's a little cold to do that, but if you are, just be extra careful and watch those lifeguard flags. So sunny skies, and it's going to become even more sunny as we progress through the afternoon. No rain this entire work week. Don't see that in the forecast. And then low humidity as well. Now there's some rain down the road, which we'll talk more about in the second half hour of our broadcast. But northwest wind comes in at about 20 throughout the day today, and the forecast kind of shapes up like this. Today's high 68, tomorrow's high still cool, 75, but a little warmer, and certainly a lot of sunshine around. 2 cool nights. Then we start to warm into the 80s as we head into the weekend, And then as we get into the weekend, that next little system is going to kind of bring us a chance of showers Saturday night into Sunday. And the temperatures will climb into the mid-80s. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Well, may the floss be with you. A new study reveals cavity numbers are down. ABC's Janae Norman has the story.
The total number of cavities in kids has been going down since 2011. That's according to the new report by the CDC's National Center for Health Statistics. The data came from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey from 2015-2016. The highest number of dental cavities was among Hispanic children. Almost 52% of children from families living below the poverty level had cavities. That compares to 34% of children from families with income levels 300% above poverty. Untreated dental caries were more than 10% higher in the low-income group compared to the high-income group. Truth be told, catching cavities may be the key to controlling more serious oral disease as kids grow. Children should visit the dentist when their first tooth appears and continue visits every 6 months, whether or not the tooth fairy has made an appearance. With this Medical Minute, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News.
All right, let's head over to the kitchen now. Check in with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who has a guest today, Chef Stephen Fabretti from Bravo Coastal. Judy?
Hey there, Scott, and I'm really excited because my favorite dishes have something to do with things like pasta and gnocchi. So what are you making today, Chef?
I'm making our brown butter gnocchi, and gnocchi is kind of like a dumpling made out of flour, eggs, and potato.
Very excited about it, and you've brought us such a great display. Is this from your new spring menu?
Yes, it is. Here we have our skirt steak, our buffalo cauliflower, shrimp scampi, shrimp and grits, our wedge salad, and our burrata caprese salad.
So you have all these new choices, and you're going to get to learn how to make one of the classics. You're going to really enjoy it. If you haven't been out to Bravo Coastal, it's right in, they call it the Siesta Mall now. Westfield Siesta Mall, I think. But it's a great place to stop in, whether it's just in the morning for a cappuccino and pastry, lunch or dinner. So come back. We're going to teach you one of their classic gnocchi dishes in just a few minutes.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
A surfer is mauled by a shark off southwest Australia, but somehow manages to swim to shore despite serious injuries. The man was surfing at Gracetown when he was bitten. He was treated on the beach by paramedics before he was flown to a hospital in the city of Perth. The hospital described the victim's condition as stable. Lifeguards said a 13-foot shark was spotted off a nearby beach about 2 hours after the attack. That attack prompted the World Surf League to postpone the nearby surfing contest. Back to the kitchen now. Judy has a guest today, Chef Stephen Fabretti from Bravo Coastal. Judy?
And I think John Scalzi is going to have a great eating day for his birthday. Chef, let's get started in teaching us the gnocchi.
Absolutely. So the first thing we want to do is drop our gnocchi in the water, in our boiling water.
Great. And I just wanted to say, if you don't want to buy gnocchi, if you don't want to prepare it at home, you can buy it already made from like Peperonata Pasta locally.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how long are we going to?
We want to leave this in there about a minute. If we overcook it, it'll get very mushy, and we don't want that to happen.
No way.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our corn sauce. We're going to add it into our non-stick pan.
Corn sauce. Now, to make the corn sauce, you're going to get the recipe on mysuncoast.com, so don't worry. And this is really trending and contemporary, using things like corn sauces, I find, instead of those heavy, deep French sauces.
Absolutely.
Great. So what's our next step after we heat the sauce?
The next thing we got to do is we got to make our brown butter. So we're going to add the butter into the pan, and we want that to melt.
Okay, so yep, you can give it a, we'll jack it up. There we go. All right.
So you can mix around this butter a little bit, let it melt. Now we can't add the gnocchi until the butter gets brown.
Okay.
And it's going to release a nutty scent to it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's also very important too, when we add the gnocchi to the brown butter, we want to make sure it's absolutely drained, because if there's too much water in there, it won't sear as good as we'd like.
So brown butter, we got to be patient. Now, is this something that you could do ahead of time? Like, can you brown the butter maybe a few hours before your guests come and things like that? Good. I'll keep an eye on the corn.
Okay.
And you keep an eye on that butter. It doesn't make a difference whether you use clarified butter or not?
If you use clarified butter, it won't brown as fast, because the milk fat in the butter is what browns.
So if you're buying ghee, that's not the time that you really want to use it. You want to get that beautiful color, because I love like ravioli and brown butter, don't you?
Me
a little
too.
sage. Oh yeah. Now, in this corn sauce, while that's browning, tell me a little bit about what these ingredients are.
So the corn sauce is very basic. We add it into a pot with water, corn, Fresno chili, so it has a little bit of a kick to it.
Yep.
And roasted chicken stock. And it just cooks down, and you almost cook it till all the liquid is gone. And then we puree it and strain it through a strainer.
Wow. So it's worth the work, but again, that's something you can make ahead of time. And I just find doing this with even vegetables. Stay with us. The butter is browning. We're going to come back, finish up the dish, and I might take one taste, but Scalzi's getting the buffet as the birthday man today. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
I can't believe they charged me this much. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Go to CashNetUSA.com now. If approved, you may get the money you need as soon as tomorrow.
Thanks. Who are you?
I'm CashNetUSA.com. Man.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Did you know you could get life insurance in just a few minutes? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with just a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, TruStage guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you. TruStage cares for you the same way you care for your family. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance, and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-809-8372 now. Any amount of protection can help, and you are guaranteed to be accepted. In just a few minutes, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Getting life insurance can be fast and easy, and it could cost less than you think. Plus, your price will never increase, and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-809-8372 now for a free, no-obligation quote. It's fast and easy. Plus, you get TruStage's 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-809-8372 today.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
One man's trash is everyone's art. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll learn about an important Manatee County program that recycles Suncoast trash into surprising fashions. Online bullying is on many parents' minds. A new app could help. We will talk to its creators. Plus, the Suncoast Photography Studio's pet photos go viral, and Zoe's Kitchen joins us in our kitchen.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. President Trump has now formally asked a federal judge to allow his legal team to first review the materials the FBI seized from his personal attorney, Michael Cohen. That request comes as Cohen is ordered to appear in court today, and porn star Stormy Daniels says she also intends to be there. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has more.
Good man. Citing vital interest in attorney-client privilege, President Trump's lawyers now demanding to review evidence the FBI seized from Trump's personal attorney, Michael Cohen, before the investigators.
Mr. Cohen, why do you think they raided your office in the hotel room?
Cohen is due to appear in court this afternoon. According to court documents, Cohen has been under investigation for months, with federal investigators looking into possible secret deals Cohen may have made, including that $130,000 he paid adult film actress Stormy Daniels just before the 2016 election to stay silent about her alleged affair with Trump in 2006. The president has denied the alleged affair. This, as Daniels' attorney tells CNN, Daniels will also be in court today, even though she is not a party to the hearing.
Is that intended in any way to provoke him, to get into his head?
No, not at all. For President Trump, the stakes are high, and outraged by the FBI raid on his lawyer, the president recently tweeted, "Attorney-client privilege is now a thing of the past. I have many lawyers, and they are probably wondering when their offices and even their homes are going to be raided." Well, this afternoon, the judge will ask Cohen and his attorneys to hand over a list of clients. And so far, ABC News has confirmed President Trump is one of 3 known clients of Cohen from last year. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Neighborhoods throughout the southeast United States cleaning up today after a cold front produced tornadoes and severe weather. At least one person died in a tornado that struck Greensboro, North Carolina, Sunday afternoon. The Greensboro Fire Department reports the man was killed when a tree fell on his vehicle. The twister also causing damage to homes and at least one school in that area. In South Carolina, trees came down on homes and cars following severe weather there. There were no reports of any injuries, however, just lots of debris to clean up. We had our share of wild weather right here on the Suncoast over the weekend. A tornado warning was in effect yesterday in Manatee County and the Tampa Bay area. Stormy weather also caused some canceled and delayed flights at Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. And then take a look at this photo. Our First Alert weather team tracked a water spout skirting across the northern end of Anna Maria and then entering Tampa Bay near the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. This photo was sent in by one of our viewers, Leland Taylor, showing a very large water spout. That was quite a sight yesterday here on the Suncoast. Don't you think, John?
Oh, yeah. That is amazing, right? Yeah. Great picture, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool stuff. So we have some pretty quiet weather now in the wake of that storm that's been brought down a big ridge of high pressure that's a dry, kind of cold high pressure ridge for this time of year for us.
Is, yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking at temperatures tonight that'll be in the 50s. So tomorrow morning, if you're going to be out early, like well, won't be because I'm taking tomorrow off, but if I were working and up before dawn, you'll probably find temperatures in the, well, in some places, maybe even mid to low 50s in inland areas. It's definitely going to be sweater weather. So a little bit of cloudiness around this morning. This is the Lakewood Ranch webcam, but that's given way to clearer skies. And let me tell you, the combination of the clear skies, the dry air with dew points in the 40s now, and probably some calmer winds during the overnight is going to really lead to some chilly temperatures around tomorrow morning. Look at the satellite view. Boy, there's hardly a cloud in the sky across the entire state right now compared to what we saw this morning. And really this morning it was only that part of Florida on the west coast that kind of jutted out into the water, just around our area actually, that saw the little bit of cloud cover that was around. Brought in over the Gulf waters by a general northwesterly wind. Now we have a north wind and clearer skies, and temperatures really just not responding to the sunshine because of that colder air that continues to drain south. We're looking at 65 degrees in Sarasota, 65 in Bradenton. Inland temperatures about the same. Now, the rain did do some good. We've certainly reduced the fire danger index today. Sarasota in the low category and moderate in Manatee. But interesting to note that the rain showers didn't do much for Charlotte County, which is still very high. It's not extreme like it was last week, but still it's very high. And I think we'll see that fire danger index rising over the next several days because of the lack of rain and low humidities. Daytime high tops out only at about 68. We'll have the weekend the rest of the week's forecast coming up in just a minute. Scott.
Looking ahead to that weekend. I like that, John. Thank you. Construction on a new $12 million city center parking garage beginning today in Bradenton. That new garage will bring about 400 new parking spaces to the downtown area. Workers are demolishing the parking lot of the old Manatee Chamber of Commerce to make way for this new structure. And drivers should park in designated visitor parking spaces that are directly in front of the police department's main entrance. It will take about 8 months to build that new parking garage. A longtime favorite place to listen to local bands is closing its doors. Aces Lounge in Bradenton announcing the closure over the weekend. An employee telling ABC7 another business is going up in place of the bar. Aces hopes to relocate nearby and announce a new venue in the coming weeks. U.S. Coast Guard rescuing a family after their 14-foot boat capsized in the Florida Keys. Coast Guard officials say people were in the water in Blackwater Sound near Key Largo. A boat crew pulled the family members to safety and took them to a local marina. Coast Guard officials remind boaters to always wear life jackets and to heed weather warnings such as small craft advisories. Sunday was not a day to be on the water. The Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, TESS for short, will be embarking today on a 2-year quest to find and identify mystery worlds. The spacecraft aims to add thousands of exoplanets or planets beyond our solar system to the galactic map for future study. Life might be out there, whether microbial or more advanced, and scientists say TESS and later missions will help answer the age-old question of whether we are alone. TESS is flying on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, which is scheduled to blast off at 6:32 this evening from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. We might see it from here. A huge egg recall to let you know about today. Rose Acre Farms in Indiana recalling more than 200 million eggs over fears of salmonella contamination. According to the FDA, at least 22 people have gotten sick because of those eggs. They were sold in 9 states, including here in Florida. Salmonella can cause serious and sometimes fatal infections, especially in young children, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems. The FDA says anyone who bought those eggs should throw them away or return them to where you bought them for a refund. Back to the kitchen again to check in with Judy Gallagher and her guest today. Judy?
You know, with this cool weather, gnocchi is just a brilliant dish, Stephen, so I'm glad you're making it. The butter is brown, so let's complete this wonderful dish.
All right, so the next thing we're going to do is our gnocchi is drained, so we're going to add it to the pan.
And just the aroma of brown butter makes me feel like I'm home, right? It's
Me
that
too.
comfort level, yeah. So about how long are you gonna cook it in?
We're going to cook it for about a minute, minute and a half. We want to sear it very nice on one side to infuse that flavor in the pan on the gnocchi and get a nice crunch to it.
Okay, so while that's starting to brown, just tell me about some of the things you're going to be adding into it.
Okay, so after we add the corn sauce and we topple it with the gnocchi, we're going to add Reggiano cheese, add a little bit of Fresno chilies.
I love it. Little heat again you're talking about.
Extra virgin olive oil, crispy prosciutto, and then we're going to garnish it with a little bit of micro basil on top.
Awesome. I love using the microgreens. I can see around the edges. So let's cheat for TV and just go ahead and finish the dish so our viewers can see.
Okay.
Sounds great.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add our corn sauce to the
Okay.
pan. We want it right in the middle.
That makes that beautiful base, so you can just stick your fork in and your spoon and swirl all around. Okay, and next, the gnocchi.
Yep. We're going to add our gnocchi right into the pan.
Oh, and that does look great. I see the brown from that butter. It smells lovely.
Yes, and we do want to add some of the brown butter on the top for a little bit of extra
don't be
flavor.
cheating me out any now.
So we're going to take our Reggiano cheese
Okay.
and to garnish it, make sure it gets all over the gnocchi.
And Reggiano really brings the dish up a really
Absolutely.
good level, worth the extra money on it, right?
Then we're going to add our Fresno chilies for a little bit of color. Drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on the top.
And that smooths out the dish? Is that why you're using the oil?
Yes.
Okay, great.
We're going to take our crispy prosciutto, going to break it up. We don't want it into small pieces. Then we're going to finish with micro basil on the top.
And
for
the
some more
crispy
color.
prosciutto, you could do in a pan or the oven.
Yes,
And
we
that's
do it in the
amazing
oven
you
at our
have.
restaurant.
Perfect. I'd be by that oven like every minute trying to
Yes.
pick things. So again, you have some new spring items. So you have your coffee shop in the morning.
Yep, we
and
open at
then
8 a.m.
8 a.m., okay. And do you have a happy hour?
Yes, we do. We have a happy
Great.
hour. It starts from 3:30 and it goes to 6:30 Monday through Friday.
There you go. So lunch or dinner, and certainly some gnocchi. I'll be back for a taste in just a minute.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in a car accident, the state of Florida only gives you a specific amount of time to file a claim. So act now, give us a call.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the spring sales event. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So, we're watching some pretty cool conditions outside right now. In fact, the temperature is at 65 degrees. And despite the fact that we have plenty of sunshine out there, I doubt that we'll rise much more than about 68. So only going to gain another couple of degrees. That's one of the reasons the dew point value in that north wind coming in at 17. That is an indication of a cool flow of air coming our way. And as those winds start to subside, as they will during the late evening and the overnight hours, toward dawn particularly, you'll see that dry air, that dew point value of 46, that dry air start to release its heat back to a clear sky, and we'll see our temperatures start to settle into the, well, in the inland areas, I wouldn't be surprised to see low 50s, and closer to the coastline into the upper 50s. So chilly temperatures on the way. The forecast for us is calling for daytime highs that'll probably only be near the 68 degree mark today, and then probably 72 degrees tomorrow. I'm having a little trouble with my clicker here, so I'm going to just walk over to the computer and do this cast off screen. There we go. Local temperatures around the entire area are coming in the 60s, and you can see all that dry air over the state of Florida. According to the water vapor imagery showing that tan color, that's dry air aloft, and it is going to make for a spectacular sunset tonight. Daytime high 68 degrees. We're looking at probably an overnight temperature, as I mentioned, in the 50s. Now, the weather highlights show that big ridge of high pressure back to the west advancing in this direction, and as it does that, it helps to make our winds just a little bit lighter tomorrow. But for today, we'll still have some pretty breezy conditions out there. Small craft advisory, we have a rip current advisory, and we also have a high surf advisory for our area waters as well. Sunny, no rain this week, lower relative humidity next week. We'll look at the winds on our forecast. They are high throughout the day today and generally out of the north. Now tomorrow they start to turn a little bit more to the east and they start to lighten up just a little bit. As we progress through time and that high gets more and more centered directly over the state of Florida, the winds subside even further. So Wednesday's forecast shows very nice day with temperatures back into the 80s as the air kind of pools near the surface, and the higher sun angles allow for the heating of the ground, and the ground will be able to heat the air because the winds won't blow the air away, and that will allow for our whole air mass to sort of moderate just a little bit. Here's the long-range futurecast. Check it out. Several dry days, as I mentioned, and then watch back from the west. An area of low pressure develops and heads in this direction that brings a chance of rainfall for us on Sunday. Northwest wind at about 20 knots today. That'll give you choppy conditions on bay and inland waters, and seas will run 5 to 7 feet. So not a great day for boating. So the forecast shapes up like this. Today, chilly, I guess, or pleasant, depending on your point of view. 68 degrees, a little bit breezy. Tomorrow, less wind, a little bit warmer. I think everybody would agree tomorrow is about as good as it gets. Still relatively low humidity, 75 the temperature. Wednesday, 82, very nice, low humidity still. And it really won't be till we get till about Saturday when we'll start to notice the humidity begin to spike again and another low pressure area approach, bringing Sunday showers. Back to you, Scott.
John, thank you. If you haven't filed your taxes yet, you have, of course, until midnight tomorrow. If you still need more time, you can always file an extension, but there is a catch you need to know about. Mary Maloney explains.
Sometimes there aren't enough hours in the day to get things done, including your taxes. Good news, you can file for an extension. Just fill out this form, 4868, and you get 6 months extra time, making your new tax deadline October 15th. But that doesn't mean you're off the hook.
While you can extend the time to file your taxes, the government does still expect you to make a payment of what your estimated tax liability would be. And if you don't make that payment, you can have a penalty and interest charges racking up for those 6 months.
Meaning you may owe more money. To keep Uncle Sam happy, pay your taxes by the April 17th deadline. To find out how much, look at last year's return.
Best thing to do is just to look at your gross income and your total deductible expenses, and as long as they're approximately the same, then you can calculate kind of a high level of how much of a difference between last year and this year your tax liability might be.
Or use a tax software and plug in your info. Just try not to underpay the IRS.
Beyond a 10% grace, you're looking at penalties and interest if you have underestimated and underpaid that tax due.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Large crowds lined up to watch the annual Cherry Blossom Festival parade in Washington over the weekend. Some eye-catching floats rolled down the city's Constitution Avenue. Parade goers were treated to a spectacular show for about 2 hours there. The Cherry Blossom Festival celebrates the gift of Japanese cherry trees to the U.S. in 1912. And I'm told those trees are just about finished blooming there in Washington, at least at the peak. Entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
Car buying can be time-consuming. Not at Toyota of Sarasota. With hundreds of models to choose from, you're sure to find the right car at the right price in the right amount of time. Start online at toyotaofsarasota.com and then come visit us.
Toyota of Sarasota.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. the most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years at the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
I work hard all day, and this is why. But taking care of my money has never been easy. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, making it easy to keep track of my money and pay my bills on time.
Here's to the strong, to the dependable, to the trusted. Your family counts on you. Who can you count on? The Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. With direct deposit, you can get your paycheck or government payments up to 2 days faster.
I don't have time to wait for a paycheck, cash it, and then run around and pay bills. Brinks knows what's valuable to me. Time.
Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no cost to order and no credit check. Load money onto your card and then shop online, pay bills, buy groceries.
I get a text alert every time our card is used, so we always know our balance.
And we're protected from unauthorized transactions. Brinks gives us peace of mind.
With Brinks, you can conveniently manage your money online and with the mobile app.
I get cash back on everyday purchases. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, saving money.
Plus, you can load checks in minutes, anywhere with mobile check load. Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no credit check and no cost to order. And with a qualifying direct deposit, we'll upgrade you to Brinks Preferred with extra benefits. And in this TV-only offer, personalize your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard with your photo for added security. Manage your money on the go, anywhere, and get the peace of mind you deserve. Brinks knows what's valuable to you. Call right now to order your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard.
Call 1-800-282-9643.
There's no cost to order. Call now.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert weather app now.
It's my favorite part. You know, the pepper is a lovely flavor. It's not spicy at all. And you get that crisp prosciutto.
Yep.
And then I see where the olive oil drizzle brings it for creaminess. So again, what are we calling the dish?
This is our brown butter gnocchi, one of our many small plates on our menu that are meant for you and your family to come in and enjoy and share.
And I love to share. Now remember, you can get this recipe. We'll share it with you on our dining page, mysuncoast.com/dining. Just click on the recipes. You can also enter to win a $50 gift card to one of our various restaurant sponsors. So make sure you sign up for the culinary newsletter that comes out every week. A very special happy birthday to John Scalzi today. I think we might celebrate all week. So a great selection of new menu items, and I'll see you for a special happy hour, and I'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you both. Big movies, small movies, and movies that are just in the planning stages. David Daniel has it all in today's Roundup in the Hollywood Minute.
We need to change people's perceptions about superheroes, and Elastigirl is our best play.
Better than me? Mr. Incredible as a stay-at-home dad? That's just one of the surprises in the first full trailer for Incredibles 2, opening in June.
You know it's crazy, right? To help my family, I gotta leave it. To fix the law, I gotta break it.
You've got to, so our kids can have that choice.
Thank you, young man.
No more riding, no more rodeos. If you don't stop, your seizures are gonna get worse.
The Rider came out of the gate impressively, opening on 3 screens with a per-theater average of more than $15,000, higher than any wide-release movie this weekend. Critics are raving about the indie drama based on the true story of a former rodeo star searching for a new purpose in life. Its Rotten Tomatoes rating is 96%. John Krasinski is going from a quiet place to the quiet of space. He's set to direct and produce the sci-fi thriller Life on Mars, based on a short story about a woman on a Martian colony who discovers she can breathe the planet's air. Krasinski directed and starred in A Quiet Place, which has been a huge success, but he's expected to stay behind the camera for Mars. Back on Earth in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Bon Jovi made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over the weekend, the band reuniting and celebrating their induction in Cleveland. The 33rd annual ceremony also welcomed The Cars, Dire Straits, the Moody Blues, Nina Simone, and Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Another celebrity breakup to tell you about today. John Cena and Nikki Bella are no longer getting ready to say I do, the two ending their relationship just a few weeks before they were supposed to get married. Bella tweeting out the news on Twitter on Sunday, asking for privacy. The couple had been together for 6 years and got engaged a year ago on live television during a WWE Raw event. All right, and oh, look at this. Is this a
Happy birthday,
That's
John.
very nice. Look at
That looks tasty. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. Awesome.
Birthday plans,
put
John?
this to good use. I don't know what they are. They're being kept a secret from me. So I don't know.
it.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I won't be here tomorrow. I can tell you that much.
It's going to be that wild.
We're going to put Joey Panic on this to get the scoop of
He'll
what happens.
He's going to be up past 7 p.m. today.
That's right.
Wild.
That's
He'll
wild
be
for
watching
me.
the 7 o'clock news.
Have a great day. Happy birthday.
Thank you.